I volunteer at Boston Building Resources, and most of the work that I'm doing there is in their reuse center. Tasks mostly include arranging stuff on the floor, helping out customers, bringing out stuff that was recently donated.
At 826, primarily I am an after-school tutor. We also get to do specific writing time, so we'll put away their homework and help them creatively brainstorm and come up with stories.
826 Boston kind of lays in my heart because every time I see a student, it reminds me of me because I was in their same position. I come from a community that's underrepresented, underfunded, and I understand what it means to seek for help, and that's exactly what those students are doing.
The organization has given me a lot of great experiences just because I have never really worked with kids until I came to the organization, and that's something I always wanted more experience with.
At Community Servings, I am primarily working with many volunteers during the shift that day to package healthy and nutritious meals.
Ballet Rocks, I assist the current dance teacher, whose name is Miss Kayla. I teach 2 classes with the assistance of her. So we teach a hip hop class and then we teach a soca class.
So one thing I've learned through ACES that I think I'll take with me in the rest of my life is asset-based community development. And learning about that during Welcome Week was just something that I was kind of familiar with the idea, but being able to put a name to it and a specific set of goals and specific information about it was really useful.
If you know the needs of the community by listening and asking the people around, you'll be able to better help and serve the community.
So in ACES, we were talking about town and gown. Since, we live side by side with these communities, I feel that it's just so important for us to be partners and to be able to give back whenever possible.
One of the biggest challenges that I faced when I first started volunteering at St. Stephen's was that I didn't realize the population of students that I was working with, and I needed to figure out a way to communicate with them in a way where there was mutual respect and understanding and that I could best cater to their educational and their academic needs.
This February, I went to the Impact Conference at the University of Virginia, which is an annual conference on civic engagement and leadership in the college-age community.
So one of the things that I learned about was restorative justice and how that can be implemented university-wide or even within a specific program.
I learned ways that I can implement sustainable and successful programs for civic engagement in Northeastern and beyond my college years.
So something I'd really like to do after being at Impact is try to implement a revolving green fund here at Northeastern. I've gained really good resources on who to talk to and who to communicate with in order to get that to happen.
On our ASB, we dug out the perimeter of a pond so that the community members can put a cement water tank in the pond to collect water from a waterfall, and they'll use that water for irrigation and consumption during the dry season.
I really wanted the opportunity to work with another foundation that was very similar to Outreach 360 in principle and in practice. So I really liked a lot of the policies they had, and I felt as though it would give the first years another enriching and educational experience.
I really got to see how good my Spanish is and how my ability to speak Spanish can really reveal itself if I'm put in the right setting.
I was actually able to learn a lot more about myself and my service style and the things I wanted to do and the things I wanted to accomplish and give back to others throughout my life.
I remember there was one time I was working alongside this one member. His name was Chugo, and it was just really great having a conversation with him, having that dialogue about what he experiences in his day-to-day life and just how his work really just comes forward to help the community.
At the end of the week, I had a community member come up to me and say, "I will never forget you." And in that moment, it was just so overwhelming to have this adult tell me that he would never forget the hard work we did and how it would affect him, his community, for years to come.
ACES has helped me grow so much as a Northeastern student and figure out what I want to do. For example, working with Ballet Rocks, which is my community partner, has helped me figure out that I really enjoy working with students that are a little older, and I really like helping them with whatever they need help with.
ACES has really helped me develop my leadership skills, my speaking skills, and just how comfortable I feel like working in a group dynamic.
So as a pre-med student, volunteering is a huge part of the medical application process, as well as the fact that I'm working at Brigham and Women's Hospital, so kind of getting that clinical experience before actually delving into medical school is definitely great exposure.
I have actually been interviewing for co-ops recently, and almost all of them have brought up the fact that I'm in this club, and they've asked about it, what my role is, and how I've helped.
I genuinely think that ACES helped me secure a co-op for the fall. Having that background information about housing or health inequity or environmental justice really helped me understand what I wanted to do in my co-op and helped prove that I was the right person for the job.
My most memorable moment as a Welcome Week TL was when I spent time with my participants daily. It was just so much fun learning about their life story and about like their future goals.
My favorite part of being a TL for the ACES Welcome Week this past summer was getting to experience different community partners.
The reason why I decided to be a team leader for Welcome Week this past year was I was actually a part of Welcome Week the year before, and the experience that I had was just so amazing. I wanted to make sure that I could give that to some of the participants coming this year as their first year.
So what I've loved most about being a pre-mentor this year is sharing my experiences with my students. I've seen their growth from September to now, and they've loved their experiences, and I love seeing their happiness coming back and sharing their experiences and giving them advice.
The most unique and interesting thing about being a peer mentor is seeing how the mentees are accepting and taking in everything that we're teaching them about being civically engaged and how they can, make an impact on their community.
And so I love seeing their enthusiasm about their volunteer experience, and it makes me cherish my volunteer experience as well.